When mama called you home, she called you home. And Mama Africa called me to Ghana. I'm that dad. I'm very protective of my son. So Africa by population has 3 times a little bit more than America.
Yes.
But if you broke Africa down per capita as far as the same numbers in America, America's more violent. I have never slept more peaceful and calmly since August, Brother Jay, and I lived in the suburbs in America. I went to Iraq in that sandbox, right? I felt safer.
Jeez. That system
Yeah.
is toxic. And it's a gaslit system. It'll have you really believing in it and thinking that it's the best. It's like, ooh, this food tastes good, but I'm eating poorly. You don't have to be a to be successful.
Right.
You don't have to act like one. You don't have to take the same path.
When you get money, why is it always European cars? Why is Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi?
Right.
Why is it Range Rover? Why is it blonde weave? Why is it fake eyelashes? Why is the European standard your standard? That's not of your people.
Everything about me is European except the color of my skin and my genetic makeup. So if I really want to tap into who I am, I have to be intentional about it. Special thanks to Abba Design, Fashion, and Luxe Beauty in East Legon, Accra, Ghana for being an official sponsor. Make sure you stop by Abba for all your trendy fashion needs, flawless manicures, pedicures, stunning hairstyles, beautiful braids, and so much more. Abba Design, Fashion, and Luxe Beauty, where style and beauty meet in perfect harmony. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Maximum Impact with Jay Cameron, where we bridge the gap between Africa and the African diaspora, and we have conversations that a lot of times are considered taboo, but they're informative, they're educational, they're inspiring, and we don't have a filter here because too often these filters keep us from getting the information that we need. And I am committed to making sure that you get the most valuable information possible with whether it be celebrities, whether it be everyday people, it doesn't matter because we all have stories that are valuable. And today I'm speaking to a celebrity, the man himself. The man himself, Mr. Chris Tapler. Yeah.
What's going on, Brother Jay?
What's going on, man? This is good.
Doing good.
I'm going to tell you this is good because I've seen you on Facebook for years now.
Okay.
And I always look and I say, okay, Chris made that comment. And all right. And I sensed that you were a good brother because I would always see you around. But I never knew that we would actually meet here in Ghana. We're both here getting our citizenship.
Yes.
And we just happened to be in the immigration office together at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you told me who you were, and because of your presence on social media, it was like instantly it clicked. And I said, all right, this is the brother that's been always encouraging, always something positive to say. Yeah. And so it's a pleasure to want to meet you in person. Pleasure to have you here on the show. But I'm looking forward to this conversation. And I want everybody to know this conversation is going to be good. You'll hear me talking to the ladies about life and moving to Ghana. Chris has a very unique story that I'm going to share with you. So we're going to talk about, one, why he moved to Ghana. He's raising his 16-year-old son here as well. And he's found some love. He got himself a tenderoni. The truth about a Roni.
She's a sweet, tender girl.
If you treat her right real nice and hold her tight.
I don't know the rest of it. It's been that long. It's been that long, brother.
All right, man. Well, look, the first question is, how'd you end up in Ghana?
That right there, Brother Jay, is a journey within itself. Roughly about 2.5 years ago, I took my test, African ancestry. Shout out to them, Dr. Gina Page. And it came back to my paternal side, down with the Bisa tribe out of Burkina Faso, which migrated down to Northeast Africa.
Okay.
The Boku, B-A-W-K-U?
Nope.
Northeast Ghana, I'm sorry, which came down here to, Accra.
I'm learning right now.
And so I joined all these, Bisa groups and all that and everything, Visas of Ghana.
You jumping ahead, man. You jumping ahead.
Oh, my bad. But long story
short. Okay, we'll figure out how you get to Ghana. And then
But long story short, me and my son's mom, we had a conversation because of the temperature. I'm going to say it like that, of America.
Okay.
And,
that's fair.
When Mama Africa call you home, you go.
So you came to Ghana. Why Ghana? Out of all the 54, 55 countries, why Ghana?
Well, it almost wasn't Ghana, Brother Jay.
Okay.
It almost was not Ghana. I looked at safety, because I had my young king, my son. I looked at infrastructure. I looked at education. And it was Ghana, South Africa, Botswana, Namibia,
Okay.
and Kenya. And actually, Brother Jay Cameron, if you can remember, I hit you up in Facebook Messenger and I asked you about Namibia.
Okay.
And you said that South Africa and Ghana was like the gateway
Yeah.
for a lot of diasporans.
Yes.
And so, Brother Jay, for 2 years straight, 2 years straight, and I told my son's mom, you know,
This is a move that you wanted to make.
well, the funny thing about it is, yes, it was, but the ironic thing about it, Brother Jay, is I told myself if she allowed me to move our son over to Ghana, I would do so. Pause. Exactly 1 year and 1 week later, she came to me with it. Hey, Chris, I spoke to the ancestors because of what's going on with the country. If you can move our son, you know, to Africa, Ghana, I'll be okay with it. And I said, I thought the same thing about this about a year and a week ago.
Wow. Wow.
And so I came here back in March to look at schools for, you know, my son, my young king, and places to live. And that was back in March. And this past August,
You
made that move.
Okay.
Made the move. Yeah.
All right. Now, before we talk about you raising your son
Okay.
in Ghana, what is it? Why did you pick Ghana? Because you looked at Namibia, and I probably told you the Windhoek was nice, but that I don't know what I said, but I mean, because I love Namibia, but I just kind of figured I knew what you were looking for, and I
Right.
knew Namibia probably didn't have what you were looking for.
Right.
But you also were looking at South Africa.
Yes.
And a lot of people, and I love South Africa. Joburg, Cape Town, Durban. Durban is my spot.
I love
Durban is
mine
my spot.
too. That's why I was actually, that's what me and his mom was like, Durban, because Joburg is, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's a little, Joburg kind of has some reminiscent activities of the U.S. And I love Joburg, but I feel good at Joburg.
Absolutely.
That's my spot. That's my,
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time, I said, the continent of Africa has everything I need. I don't have to go back to the U.S. I just go down to Joburg if I want that American feel or whatever. But why didn't you opt to go to Durban?
So why Ghana and not Durban? That's where you come in at. When I got that call in internally, I looked at Ghana and you, Brother Tim Swain.
Okay, my man Tim.
Sister Ivy Prosper.
Oh, yeah.
And just constantly looking at you guys,
Okay.
you guys. And then the year of return and me reaching out to Black Americans who visited Ghana
Okay.
or lived in Ghana.
Okay.
Me meeting Ghanaians. And like I said, for 2 years straight, I didn't go to the movies. I just canceled my cable and everything was just, Africa, West Africa, mainly Ghana. And something like, wait a minute. So I started following you and Brother Tim Swain and Ivy Prosper. And I guess kept on just researching, like, something? Okay. And Brother Jay, when you feel something here, and the analogy I want to use is this. You from the DC area, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. Remember when Mom used to open the window and say, Jay, time to come in, the light's on?
Yes.
When Mama called you home, she called you home. And Mama Africa called me to Ghana. And that's what it was. And everything just felt right. Everything felt right.
And since you've been here, how has it impacted you?
I tried to keep everything even keel, Brother Jay, and not have any expectations. So catch me on this. When I came to visit back in March, it surpassed my expectations. From the time I got off the plane to the woman saying to me, welcome home.
Okay.
To my queen being at the airport. To the guy, me meet my Uber driver, who's my buddy now, Richard.
That's how it goes.
Me meeting him. And everything just felt right. Nothing felt out of place. The first 3 days, first couple of days, I had some situations with the
food.
The food.
Oh, okay.
But after my system got
a while. Sometimes folks get hemmed up,
Yeah. And that's what it was, though, Brother Jay. That's what it was. Man.
Okay. So you came here. You mentioned you had your queen at the airport. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
But then you've been here. What do you like most about the culture and the people and just your whole experience so far?
It's not rush.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Some things that you educated me on the other day.
Definitely.
The people here are very friendly, very laid back. I love to sweat because when you sweat, you kill toxins inside your body.
Purification.
So I love to sweat. The humidity here, the atmosphere, the cost of living, the food, the environment, the temperature of the place. The temperature, whether you're in Castlewood, whether you're in East Lagoon, whether you're in North Lagoon, whether you're in Osu, just the temperature of the whole country. And for the president to say, I want you guys to return home, yeah. So Ghana, everything just fit it, bro. Everything fit it.
Okay, now you brought your son.
Yes.
See, because this is the part, a lot of times we see a lot of, single folks moving over for various reasons.
Okay.
And they're looking to, a lot of times they're looking for extracurricular activities.
Right.
But you brought your 16-year-old son, and 16 is a very pivotal age.
Yes.
I lost my mind between the ages of 13 to, I'm just recuperating from getting it back from the ages. So I lost my mind from 13 to 23.
Okay.
And so I needed somebody to come and change my environment.
Right.
Because all I knew was that US thing. And so why'd you bring your son here? That's the thing. You came, okay, cool. You Mama Africa called you back, but why'd you bring your son? And how's that working out for you?
And see, and that was the main thing, Brother Jay. It was, I did not like the climate of America, which is, brother, go black to Africa, damn Erica. You put the D in front of the A, capital yeah. Capital D, take out the C, three triple Ks, damn Erica. I didn't like the temperature, especially for a young black man. And I'm that dad. I'm very protective of my son. Okay. I am very protective of my son.
I understand.
So when his mother called me with that, she was actually crying because, the George Floyd thing.
Okay.
And things kept on happening with that right there. Something happened over in East Texas. Something happened literally, Brother Jay. I live in San Antonio, a suburb called Converse. Something happened there. And so the move to Ghana was actually all about him. So Mama Ghana called me. It was a safe haven for my son. I'm going to be okay. He just turned 16, December 17th. I'm going to be okay. I'm 47. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. But that's what the whole thing was about. And so now you think about those dynamics, right? You're going to leave America, and Joburg ain't bad, but Joburg can be a little bit rough to be inside that environment with some things, some lingering feelings from some boers of the West Cape, dealing with South Africa.
Oh, yes, the residue from that foolishness, the apartheid and all that. Yeah.
So again, and that's what it was. So, and I apologize, I didn't say that at first. It was mainly about him, though. And because at the point in time, he was 15.
Okay.
And I know it hurt him because last year, his freshman year, he had a hell of a year in football. So, but my thing is, at what expense do I keep you here to play some damn American tackle football?
Yeah.
Bro, in Ghana, it's called soccer. It's football, it's soccer in Ghana.
Right.
So
he's playing soccer there?
No, in America,
he's playing football.
He was playing tackle American football, but over here, football is soccer.
Yeah.
Well, that's his first love. Before football and track and martial arts.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, blue belt and Cook So Wan.
Okay.
So and that's what it. Thank you, red belt, and that's what it was, though, Brother Jay. That's the original, was getting my son out of America.
But stop.
Yeah.
Everybody says, Africa, don't go to Africa because it's dangerous.
Okay.
Everybody says Africa is not safe, but you brought your 16-year-old son. I can tell he's your pride and joy.
Absolutely.
And brought him to this unsafe, uncivilized, uncouth, third world, S-hole region. And I'm just saying, that's what some people say.
Right.
But you saw it differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we have to have these conversations to get people to understand that if you listen to that propaganda in the U.S. and the skewed propaganda that will have you thinking that the continent of Africa is a monolith and that everybody's behaving the same way,
right,
you will miss out on really so much you can miss out on, but you weren't willing to do that and you brought your son.
No, I wasn't. Brother Jay, I heard all that too. As a matter of fact, I have a used to be buddy, because when you get called by the Spirit, certain people find themselves filtering out of your life.
Absolutely.
Which we call mental health.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, spiritual cleansing, which means I can't move the way I'm trying to move and do my calling because
I understand.
You blocking some of these things.
Yeah, I get it.
What I would tell people is this. Africa is roughly about what, Brother Jay? 1 billion people, maybe more or less?
Like 1.6 billion.
Okay. America is 300 plus million people, right?
Right, 330 or so, yeah.
So Africa by population has 3 times, a little bit more than America.
Yes.
But if you broke Africa down per capita as far as the same numbers in America, America's more violent. That's number one. Number two, who is this coming from? Have you researched Africa? Have you looked at Accra, Ghana? This is safe.
Yeah.
Accra, Ghana is one of the most safest. Here's the things. It's not safe by African standards. It's safe by worldly standards. That's number two. Number three, you can learn anything from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But like I teach my young king, I always look at their resource and who it's coming from.
Absolutely.
Brother Jay, I have not listened to they and them since I was dang on 13 years old.
That's good.
I am truly my father's child. My father left, my dad, Jamaican, went back to Jamaica at 19 years old and came back. But if he didn't, so I've been traveling and not listening to people since I was, Chris, don't play football. Got a scholarship.
And everyone's going to try to come pay your bills. You know, pay the school bills.
Brother Jay, Chris, don't join the Marine Corps. Got honorable discharge. Chris, don't join the Army. Now the honorable discharge. Tell me what else Chris should not do so I can do it and prove your ass wrong.
Right.
Not just by showing you up, but by just doing it.
Yeah, but I get it.
Africa is mama. Africa is home. This is home. What are you talking about? This ain't safe over here.
Yeah, but then
y'all drive by shooting cats over there.
I know.
Please.
I know.
Look at what's going on with the temperature of the country, especially amongst ourselves. So now let's talk about this.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this. Black folks in America is 13-something%. 13-something%. The black woman is number one in America as far as domestic violence against a woman.
Oh, really?
So that's safe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Not only do I gotta look out for the police officer, I gotta look out for my own black brother because I'm wearing a blue shirt and he represent red.
And that's a psychological thing. Yeah.
Exactly. And now I can't cut through this dang on town to get to San Antonio, Texas because it's at dark at dark towns. So I would throw back on you, sir or ma'am. You need the research and you be careful where you live at. Even my own blood sister. Be safe over there. No, sis. You be safe over there where you at. I have never slept more peaceful and calmly since August, Brother Jay. And I live in the suburbs in America.
I get it. I mean, I don't think about a drive-by shooting. I don't think about a carjacking.
Absolutely not.
I don't think about. I'll take some of the inconveniences that may be here.
Yeah.
It would really help me to grow up and teach me patience,
right,
and recognize how spoiled I am and entitled, and how much I picked up the European colonized mentality.
Right.
These things teach me where I'm deficient. They've taught me where I've been deficient.
Absolutely.
So now I appreciate every aspect of it. You know, do I still get frustrated? Sure.
Yeah, we're human.
But I'm not going to, it's like, it doesn't mean that I despise my people or anything like that in the U.S.
Absolutely.
But that system is toxic. And it's a gas-lit system. It'll have you really believing in it and thinking that it's the best. It's like, ooh, this food tastes good, but I'm eating poison. Ooh, this is really, oh man, now do you have opportunities there? Absolutely you have opportunities if you know what to do with it. Like you were able to take advantage of being in the Army and the Marines. Yeah. And take advantage of that and excel and get honorable discharge and all of that. Yeah. But when you really get down to it, to your point, you recognize that there's something more and you wanted your son to have that exposure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And exposure, but the first thing I said when it came to him was safety. Hey, Chance, go see Mr. Daniel and everything, come back with a pack of water. Back in America, I didn't let him go to the gas station to get no dang on because he may get kidnapped, he may get shot, it may be this, all these anxieties. Brother Jim, ask you a question.
Sure.
When was the last time you ever lived in a place and that place that you lived in affected you mentally, affected you physically, and affected you socially? When was the last time, Brother Jay?
The United States.
Exactly. Now watch this. I went to Iraq in that sandbox, right? I felt safer.
Jeez.
And I'm driving down the dang on highway with IEDs.
Wow. And you feel safer in Iraq.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the Muslims who's there, they understand, you may be a U.S. troop, but it's not you as a black man. It's those Caucasians up there.
It's the system.
That's pulling the strings.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so That's the funniest thing to me, brother Jay Cameron, is when people say it's not safe over there. Africa is one of the most safest things. Ain't no baboons or monkeys running around here. I ain't seen no lion, tiger, no damn bear.
Not in the crowd. Not in the crowd. You go to Serengeti, you can find it.
Exactly. Right. So some of the most prettiest beaches in the world. I will compare Ghana's beaches to Southern California beaches, to Florida beaches, and the Caribbean beaches.
Okay.
Like Kumo D said, how you like me now?
All right, you telling you dating, you telling all your business now. Now we know what era you came from. Cool.
So that question really burns me, hit my soul, because people don't know what they don't know.
Yeah. When we come back, the conversation continues. But first, a special message from one of our sponsors. Maximum Impact Travel celebrates the rich history and culture of the African diaspora, connecting travelers to Africa, the Americas, the Caribbean, and Europe. Through carefully curated tours, they showcase the people, traditions, and hidden treasures of these regions, offering unforgettable journeys that honor the beauty and legacy of the African diaspora.
Who have you met them and they in your years living yet? Who is they and them? I ain't met them yet.
They and them are in our minds.
Have you met they and them yet? I ain't met they and them yet.
They and them are in our minds.
They say it ain't safe. Who's they?
Yeah.
Well, I heard the Elvis was alive, but he ain't.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on Tupac. Tupac.
Hail Mary.
And somebody really mad, but no, he is. He alive down in Cuba. I've been to Cuba. I don't think Tupac trying to do that.
Right.
I just don't.
If Mother Africa don't have riders like you and me, and some of the folks who we mentioned to represent Mother Africa,
you
know, who's going to do it? This place is safe. This place is nice. It's humble. I love Ghanaians. I love the culture. I love the food.
Yeah. Now somebody's gonna, and I'll be very fair. Somebody's gonna watch, and they're gonna say, well, in northern Nigeria, you have the Boko Haram, and you have these, terrorist activities in then different parts of the continent. What we want you to be clear about is that you're going to have foolishness in any social network.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. So what the Western media has done, which is then transferred back over to the many of the African cultures, is taken the most unsavory aspects of a culture and promoted it to the world. So institutions like BBC and CNN, they'll spend all of this money to send their film crew in, and they'll go out to Lake Volta, and they'll go find the child slave labor activity that's going on out there, and they'll put that to the world and say, this is Ghana. Now, we must acknowledge that activity is happening in Ghana, but that is not a reflection on all 33 plus million inhabitants of this country. That is a small segment of the population that CNN and BBC have decided to broadcast to the world, to millions of people. And so when they come up, a lot of times they is CNN and BBC and other media, mass media outlets, which then filter skewed information. It's not necessarily inaccurate, skewed. And I think when you think about what skewed information does, it can spread like wildfire. So what we're saying is there's another piece of the puzzle. Just like I can go to Southeast DC and find a whole lot of bad information. I can go to Fulton County, Georgia, and find a whole lot of bad information. South side of Chicago, a lot of bad information. If that's all you hear about Chicago or DC or Atlanta, then what you'll think is, oh, I don't want to go there because they're shooting over there. Well, they are shooting over there, but they're shooting in that particular area. So what we're saying is there are good parts, there are bad parts. But we also recognize as Black men that there's a different dynamic. I have 3 boys.
Absolutely.
So I understand.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about my boys being out here because of how the culture is. And so now on a micro level, we recognize within our culture, there's certain activities and certain mindsets that prevail. And so he wanted to get his son away from that. And so and that's what's going on in the U.S.
Absolutely.
So, because I could hear somebody saying, well, I could think of some areas in Africa that aren't safe because they have drive-by shootings in Joburg. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the same behaviors that we see in the U.S., they'll find in Joburg. So, but in Accra, Ghana,
it ain't that.
That's not what you're dealing with.
Exactly.
And that's why one of the reasons why you decided to come to Accra, Ghana. Now somebody's gonna say, well, they got this going on in Accra. If you go over to Nima, this is what's going on over in Nima. And so shout out to Nima. I'm not trying to put Nima out there.
Hey, big ups to Nima. I love Nima. The Nima market. I love you guys.
So that's it, but from an integrity standpoint, just making sure that people understand, who they is and how they operate.
Yeah.
But then the reasons why you found safety here for your son, because you recognize those different things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how, as a father, let me ask, how's your son adapting to this? Because 16 playing football, going through all of this, I mean, that's the prime transitional years, the prime years where everything is going on.
Yeah.
Little girls, now he's looking at girls differently. When he was 12, he might have been.
Hey, something.
What's up?
but he came here at 15.
Okay.
So to be a 15-year-old with a passport, that's number one.
Number one.
Major accomplishment.
Yeah.
He's adapting slow. With me is like,
well, just break it on down for me. You said that politically.
He's not it's coming slowly but surely. It's coming slowly but surely.
All right, so tell me some of the challenges he's having. There we go.
Lights going out.
Okay.
Wi-Fi going out.
That's good for him.
I haven't gotten his system yet, the gaming system yet.
All right, good. That's good. That's good.
The water inside the shower happened with me and him. So it's kind of funny. The Queen came with the Voltic bottled water.
Yes.
Because that was me completing the shower a couple of times because the water went out.
Okay.
And same thing with him.
It's good for him. All right.
Not being out there in the countryside, not being in our crowd in the city.
That's good for him.
Where everything is just, fast, pace. And bottom line, missing his siblings, mom, and he had a young lady who he was cool with back in America. At 15, I don't believe no boyfriend, no girlfriend.
Okay.
Let's just say friends. That was it. I'm gonna keep it on that level because you know what you're thinking at that age, right?
I know what you're thinking.
And so that was the hard. Pizza Hut, burritos.
Well, they got Pizza Hut here.
Taco. Yeah. I know. He reminded me. When we was next door. He reminded me of that. Tacos. Kentucky Fried. So this
they got KFC here.
Yeah. So just those things right there, missing that, like I said, American tackle football, like the school he's going to, track team, martial arts, like I said. But that's what it was, Brother Jay. It was a lot of complaints, a lot of I miss home,
good,
a lot of Dad, I want to leave here.
Good,
Dad, I see you upset too. But like you said, we got challenges. Nothing's perfect. And like I told my son one day, I said, here's the way life typically works.
I was about to say, I knew it was coming.
When you're young, you don't have patience, but you have tolerance. When you become my age, now you have all the patience in the world, but your tolerance level is really, really low. So the things that bother you don't really bother me. Mm-hmm. Look here, man, you may not know it yet, but this is what's best for you. You don't see it yet, and you don't know it yet. But one day you're going to thank me, you're going to thank your mom that we make a decision for you. This whole thing is about you.
Everything you said is so key because I discover also as a part of our culture, and our Black culture is where we will kind of cave into the pressure of our children's complaints, but then expect them to go into a world full of wolves that care nothing about them,
right,
and succeed. So sometimes what we do is we make them soft.
Absolutely.
And when we make them soft, they go into the world, and the world is not going to care about the lights going out, about them having what they want. The world is going to say, oh, you can't handle the pressure? We're going to move somebody else in here.
Absolutely.
I don't care about your degrees. I don't care about all those things. This is what the world says, especially to
the world. The world.
The world will say to young Black people coming into the world. And so by you putting him in a situation where he has to deal with adversity and challenges, prepares his mental stamina.
Right.
So when he goes in and he faces a situation or he goes back, okay, I know what it's like to have cold water.
Right.
I didn't like it.
Right.
But okay, this is small. I can handle this. Okay. Or whatever the challenges are.
Right.
And losing some of that entitlement mentality.
Right.
Because I know so many young folks that parents gave them everything, laid everything out on the platter, but they don't know what to do with it because they never had to earn anything. So they don't know what it's like. They don't know what the parent had to do in order to get it for them. I got 3 boys.
Right.
So I can tell you how to say,
Absolutely.
I feel you when you're saying
Absolutely.
this. Because I look at my sons and I say, this is my money. I'm the one who gets on the planes.
Yeah.
I'm the one that I want you to have it.
Yes.
But I'm just not going to give it to you.
You got to earn it.
You got to
earn it.
Because I have to earn it every
We
day.
don't reward bad behavior.
No. So those terms, but I'm starting to see my sons, they're a little bit older than your son, but they're making that turn because I allow them to feel the pressure.
Right.
And then they say, okay, Dad, I get it.
Right.
You got to go out here and figure this thing out. So you got to figure it out too.
Right.
Now, once you start getting your mind lined up, then now I'm here to support you. I'll give you everything I got.
Right.
Everything I have, I would give to you, but I'm not going to give it to you so you can squander it just because you feel as though, so what you're doing with your son is one of the most valuable lessons. And his mother giving you, because, you moving here, you couldn't just move him here without her permission.
Right.
So kudos to her, shout out to her. Because she could have been like, you're not taking my baby over there.
Yes.
He's going to go over there and the African, the African booty snatcher going to get him. And they're going to get him. And then
He took it back. Now you showed your age, African booty scratcher. Hey, he just showed his age now. I heard that. I heard that, man, 10 years. I ain't heard that in 10 years. I'm 47. I ain't heard that in 10 years.
But I'm saying she could have been on that type of time. Like, no, he gonna go over there and they gonna give him the witchcraft and he better not go over there. But she said, nah, he needs to go.
Yeah. His mom is a warrior. I would tell any black man, anybody this, I have the best former wife that a person could have. Since we've been divorced about 10 years now. And 10 years, maybe, Brother Jay, 2 arguments.
That's good.
And for it to be her idea. And so when she called me crying with it, I was just like, I had that same vision. And we're only 14 miles apart in America. Young King has been with me full time since after Christmas break of 4th grade.
Okay.
Full time. But he goes over her house every weekend. We co-parent. And you know how I go, 1 weekend a month, half the summertime.
I get it.
And as he got older, he started to come more with Dad because now he's 12, now he's 13, 14, 15.
And he needs his father who wants to be in his life, who's in his life.
Exactly.
To be there and to help shape him as a man.
Exactly.
I get it.
So if you know anything about the America joint custody, how it works when it comes to international moving, she had to sign off on it through the visa. If you look at the visa application, she had to sign off on it. Okay. And it was something we had to do at the UPS store to get it notarized of permission. Mm-hmm. She had to sign off on it. And she signed off on it and all that good stuff. And that's what it was. And she said something to my son at the airport that I caught about getting away from this matrix called America that we're living in. So shout out to her because I don't see how any man, I don't care what a woman puts you through, can disrespect the mother of your child.
Yeah, I get it.
So I shout out to her and everything, but it was mainly her idea, man. And just to get the paperwork signed, the visa application, all that good stuff, and they had to verify some things. We had to do like our fingerprints, something like that. We had to get it notarized. And all they got done at the UPS store, like, Brother Jay, I'm talking literally 16, 17 minutes.
Wow. This is a story that I think many people could benefit from because you're setting a tone. Because a lot of times you talk in traveling, a lot of women travel. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to brothers traveling, they don't see or understand a lot of our stories. Because in America, you'll see a black man's face, but you really won't know his story.
Right.
He's there, and in many instances, they trained us to be silent until we get upset and angry, and then you find out we have a voice, and now we're raising the roof and all that other kind of stuff.
Angry black man.
Yeah.
And all that.
So you have the angry black woman narrative, and then you have the angry black man narrative. Right. But whenever I see brothers traveling, I said, there is something different about this person. Mm-hmm. Because I know a lot of brothers that won't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. They are very content, and that's their life. That's their business. Yes. But when I see brothers who come from where I come from, whether it be in whatever state in the U.S., and I see them somewhere on the continent of Africa, I say they have a story. And I wonder what that story is. What gave them the courage to override the they says? Or they said this or they said that. What inspired him to the point where he's willing to spend his money. Because the other thing with brothers, when it comes to that money. Now, if we going down to Jamaica for the weekend for $300 all inclusive,
right?
Some of us hemming and hawing about that,
right?
But to come over here spending thousands of dollars,
right?
And I believe, and this is my opinion, I believe in many cases for us as men, we keep ourselves enslaved because we're not willing to make the investment into ourselves and understanding the value of traveling. Because when you free your mind, you're free to, you can go, it's like there's no limits to it. So you're giving your son license to have no limits.
Absolutely.
He knew American tackle football, but now he's seeing a whole different life. Now he's forced to go play soccer. Now he did it before,
right? But
now you got to go back to that.
Which was actually his first, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Brother Jay, something you said just now about being a traveler, like I said, I'm a father's son. And so to not be at home, I don't have to be in Cincinnati, Ohio, up under my family.
That's what they want.
Because that was part of my mental toxic anyway.
Yeah.
Come on now. Some of my biggest mental toxic and hold back was those barriers I could not break because we blood. Well, all family ain't blood. Keep y'all asses in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm in Texas doing my thing, and by way of Tennessee. But I always was able to leave home because, and like I told some family members before, you got 3 boys. I don't know which ones went through the recruiting process as far as sports go.
They all tried it.
Yeah, unless your college coach, your high school coach mail a certain coach your information, who recruits you. So I had to go play junior college ball my first year because a thing called ACTs had said, "No, bruh."
Oh, the ACT.
A thing called GPA said, "No, bruh."
Was the ACT all back when you
ACT. We had,
SAT.
In Tennessee, we had the ACT. In Ohio, we had the SATs.
Oh, okay.
ACT. No, Chris, bro, to go to junior college. And so after that and everything, I went to go play. College, that was in Kansas, Dodge City Community College, Dodge City, Kansas.
Okay.
I'm a conquistador. Big up to the conquistadors. And I would like to think I'm part of that the bad boy tradition they got as far as like the bad boys of the Kansas. I like to think I'm one of the founders.
Oh, you're one of the founders.
Because the guys I played with, we were some rough riders, man. If you had the old school Miami Hurricanes in junior college, that was us.
Okay.
Right? So if you had the old school Miami Hurricanes in junior college, brother Jay, that was us.
Testaverde, Miami. Was that Vinny? Yeah.
Vinny Testaverde.
That'll take you all the way back.
Michael Barrow.
Oh, man.
Cortez, Kennedy, those guys. And I went from there, Kansas, to Oklahoma, at Langston, HBCU. Big up to Langston Lions, orange, white, and blue. And so that right there was actually maybe the pluck of me traveling. My dad, Jamaica, Ohio, Ohio. And then now I come, and because of ACTs, I got to go to Kansas, with Dorothy and Toto.
Clapping your heels.
Clapping my heels together for some wizard. And and then from there, man, it was HBCU, and then I left there, went to the Marine Corps, and the worldly travels with that. So me coming to Ghana on the worldly travel for the best interests of my king was like you taking a football and throwing it. It's nothing to me.
Yeah.
But what am I missing in Texas?
All right.
What am I missing? Well, what am I missing that's positive? Yeah. Negative they can keep. So when you made the statement about the negative things they say about Africa and the kids and being safe and all that stuff. Well, I'm sorry, people. I'm in the Marine Corps. I go up to Carson, California to visit my Marine Corps sweetheart at the point in time. She Cal State Dominguez Hills in Carson. It wasn't an African brother or sister who pulled me over and stopped me because I was wearing blue in Carson, California. Come on now. And now because of mouthpiece and my Marine Corps ID, they said, roll out. I want to see you wearing blue again. So let's talk. Let's really talk with this interview right here.
Yeah. Break it down.
Gloves off.
Bro, take it off.
No filter.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, man. So when I hear people say things like that, immediately I go to, okay, you stupid too. My grandmother, I love my grandmother because she was unfiltered. She used to always ask people, which S are you? Slow, simple, or stupid?
Yeah.
So, and that's my whole thing, man. But being a world traveler with my son, and it's not just you, Brother Jay. A couple of people had noticed it about me, like good things and everything. Okay. I'm all about my son.
Yeah.
And talking to you the other day, you about your boys too.
Oh, I am.
And you said something key. You told your boys one day, I'm raising men, not ninjas.
Yeah,
I'm raising a man.
No, I didn't say ninjas. I told my sons, I said I'm raising men, not niggas.
Right. Well, I was trying to be
YouTube. I was gonna go there.
No, I was trying. I was trying to be YouTube channel friendly.
Oh, that's what they
Yeah,
said.
that's why I was
They'll
trying
put a flag on you.
No, I don't know.
Not all that music is played up, but I told them I don't want my sons to be niggas because it's easy to be a nigga.
Exactly.
And so people don't. I use it in the proper context of the word, and when you refer to someone being ignorant, when you refer to someone being ignorant in their behavior. The other words I want to use that are probably a little bit more inappropriate. But I told them, I said, I worked too hard. And I told them, I said, straight up, I said, I've done enough nigga for all of us. I said, I was raised, I wasn't raised. You know, my father was absent.
Yeah.
And I tell now, you said gloves off, right? I tell everybody, you know, my father had a suit on and he looked very professional, but he abandoned 7 out of 11 children.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so now that's a different kind of nigga right there.
Right.
So he was running around telling everybody he was a lawyer, but he never graduated from high school. And I said, so when I'm growing up, when he finally, in his lifetime, he ended up getting an award from the President of the United States, Bush Sr., for being a community leader and for doing all these great things. And I said, but he abandoned 7 of his children.
The first 7?
No, yeah, the first 7.
So do you think that he learned from that with the next ones?
No. What happened with him is that he finally got to the point where he got old. So he gets in his 50s and he can't go slinging his thing everywhere, and he better slow down. Because if not, he's going to run out. You know, you cross a certain age in your life, you realize I can't be running this foolishness like I've been running.
Absolutely.
And so he ran the foolishness into the ground and he bumped into my mother. And my mother was the only one who got him on child support. And I think that slowed him down because he realized that he could be held accountable for it.
Absolutely.
But me as a child growing up, I was out of control. I'm getting suspended from school 4 times in 8th grade. I mean, from the age of 7 years old, I'm setting fires. My mother couldn't do anything with me. Right. It was horrible. I think back on how what she had to deal with.
Right.
And a child with no direction or anything. She's a woman trying to raise, I mean, really just a child that had a lot of energy, but she didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Wow.
So I tell my sons, you know, I'm getting in trouble from 12, 13. I'm still in the car at 13 years old. I'm running. I mean, it was wild. It was wild.
So you was connected to those guys, New Jersey Drive.
No, I wasn't connected to New Jersey Drive. I was not. But what happened is that me getting in trouble, me going through all of that, I told my sons, that's why I kept them so close.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too close. But I kept them close and I said, I've done enough foolishness for the next 1,000 generations. Mm-hmm. And I said, so I said, I'm raising you to be great with whatever you want to do.
Absolutely.
And I said, mediocrity is not going to be, I said, I'm going to be fair with you. I'm not going to, because sometimes when parents have been through traumatic things, they pass that trauma on to the children. Mm-hmm. So what I do is I make sure I communicate very well with them. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. This is what the deal is. So they don't have to wonder. They can ask me any question they want to ask me.
Right.
Because I've lived it.
Right.
You know, and I've seen it. At that time, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be alive because of some of the dumb stuff I was doing.
Yeah.
And so I've done the simple, stupid, and all of those things that your grandmother was talking about. Which one of these you want to be? Yeah. So
she just said to the kids, just people. She ain't talk to us like that.
But I said she probably needed to say it to me. But I tell them straight up. I said I do not like the word nigga, so I use it appropriately.
Absolutely.
And I said this is what I said that right there. I said all the people who work with me closely, I said that's the nig. I call it. That's the nig right there. That's the nigga behavior. Don't do it. I can spot it. I can say you see they're trying to get slick. You know, that slick thing, trying to maneuver, got all kind of games and hustles. I said, you don't have to do that.
Absolutely.
Because I'm giving you the street smarts. I'm giving you the suit smarts. I'm dropping knowledge, wisdom on you all the time.
Right.
And so those are the things that our boys really need to understand.
Yes.
To say you don't have to be a nigga to be successful.
Right.
You don't have to act like one. You don't have to take the same path.
Right.
You know, everybody's doing, and I don't knock the path that people choose for their own children or whatever. Right. I played sports, I played football, I did all of those things. And I said, but nobody ever came to me and showed me anything outside of that. Mm-hmm. They never showed me how to be the owner of the football team or the basketball team, but they had me out there running them drills.
Yeah.
I could throw a football 50, 60 yards, no problem.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't understand that I was high paid labor.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you got good old boy sitting up in the booth.
Yeah.
Or you got Mr. Arab sitting in the booth. Go on down there, run, nigga. Run,
Right.
nigga. Run,
Right.
nigga, run. That's really pretty much what it boiled down to. And so at 17, we were out there doing drills. I'll never forget it. And I watched this one dude take this hit.
Where'd you go, Dunbar?
No, Wilson.
Okay.
And I watched him take this hit. And I said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna protect my body.
Yeah.
You know, that was what, and I love football.
Right.
I mean, still to this day.
Yeah.
I'll get out there and get a football, because you played what position?
I played defensive end.
Defensive end,
tight end.
So,
yeah.
so
in my 245-pound days. My 245-pound days. Okay. I got to get back to that.
You got to get back to it. So at 17, I said, this is what I'm going to do. And I decided that I was not going to play. But I always, I loved it so much. I dedicated so much time to it. But this is when entrepreneurship came into play. And I said, this is something else I do really well.
Right.
Some of my friends went pro. They can barely walk now because of what football did to their body.
Yeah, yeah.
But good old boy in the booth, Mr. Billionaire, he doing his thing.
Right.
So now, can you parlay? Now, I'm not saying don't play sports or whatever. I'm like, that's not, I wouldn't dare tell somebody if that's what you want to do, that's your love, that's your passion. But what I would say is you better know what to do with that money.
Absolutely.
You're getting paid $10 million
Absolutely.
a year. You don't know what to do with that money. You don't know how to parlay that money into something else.
Absolutely.
Come on, let's get this thing right. So this is another criticism I've heard personally. Man, Jay, you need to get back over here and get back over to the States because your people over in the States need you. Mm-hmm. And I said, do you understand? I spent the past 30 years of my life dedicated to the DMV. I said, I got every receipt you can think of. Wow. I've done more than people would even, I don't even talk about it on the channel. I've done so much in the DMV for somebody to say that question what I did in my own community. I said, really what I needed to do was to go away so that I can get to know me, so that I can come back and be more effective in my community. So what happened when I came over here to Ghana to our point of our conversation, I realized how much I didn't know. And then I said, my heart was always to go back to my people. I was in Kumasi, Ghana, and I said, I got to bring my people back.
Yes.
I said, because we don't know.
Yes.
Now, some people, when they get paid and they get money and everything, they forget their people. But so if someone would have told me within 3.5 years, we would have brought 2,000 people back to the continent of Africa after having that moment of awakening in Kumasi, Ghana, I would have laughed. But then I understand the way life goes. And I understand the journeys. And I said, you know what? I just don't want to be another nigga going across over to Ghana, acting like a nigga.
Yes.
Going over here, trying to extract the resources, take advantage of the people, talking down to the people, doing all these different things. How can I bridge the gap? Mm-hmm. So when you make comments and send me messages on Facebook, I'm paying attention.
Absolutely.
Because that's why when it clicked, that's what the click I was talking about. I said, well, this brother understands.
Yes.
He gets it. And so when you, and there's another thing, when you're watching these videos, you never really know somebody's backstory. Sometimes you're thinking to yourself, oh, I know this person, or this person seems like this, or this person seems like that. When you get to know the context of a person's story, you begin to appreciate, or maybe not, the totality of their journey. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking to you now, you got me fired up. This is your interview, and I'm sitting there talking, I'm running my mouth. But no, it's a conversation. And man, I'm just excited to see what you're doing.
Well, first of all, 3 years ago, you never imagined that, right?
No.
3 years later, I could take off my glasses and look you in the eyes and say, you carrying out what Marcus Garvey wanted to do with us from America to Liberia. Mm. Did y'all catch what I just said to him? What Marcus Garvey's vision was, as far as bringing us from there to here.
Yeah.
You carrying out in your own little way, though, in your own style.
Yeah.
Out of those 2,000 something people that Brother Jay Cameron brought to Ghana, how many of them actually moved to Africa, i.e. Tanzania? I seen you climb the mountain.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How many of them from Brother Jay Cameron actually moved here, either directly or indirectly? I'm indirect, and guess what? I brought one. Mm.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk today. You interviewing me, we're going to talk today.
Yeah.
So you fulfilling something that started way before even what you was doing.
Yeah.
Because it's that Garvey in you. And that's what it is. There is a better place than that bullshit that we going through back in damn Eric.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
You know, I want to hit on something you said a moment ago about the good old boy up there saying down there.
Yeah.
When I was coming up, we had those people, those days and those that nowadays called haters. You know, some pro athletes, they make too much money, right? Now watch this.
Damn,
you say now they retired, they broken up, and the money's gone.
Oh, the money's gone. Yeah.
Isn't it funny how we do it to ourselves? Wait a minute. How can a black man or a black woman say y'all make too much money for playing a kid sport, but nobody tell the white man Jew, you make too much money from owning a kid sport?
I'm not gonna go give them the money.
So it's okay for them to be billionaires, but it's not okay for dang on Lamar Jackson to say, I want $100 million dang on dollars.
But you know where that mindset comes
when you
from?
know when he get done playing, his body gonna be broke. And look at Jim McMahon right now. Got to call his wife, hey babe, I forgot where I parked at.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when I tell my young king, I said, what you don't know about that is baseball was actually my first love. You know, 1977 Big Red Machines, the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay. Pete.
Exactly. So I just want to go back to that, because when we talk about these athletes and things like that, and we talk about the slave mentality, it's okay for the slave master to own a child's team, a kid sport, and have his boys out there. And I can trade you, cut you anytime I dang want to, and blackball you from other owners, so that way you cannot dang on play again and feed your family. But when it comes to the black athlete and everything, he's broke, he's disgusted. Oh, and by the way, when you retire within 4 years, the one you call wife, she gonna be deuces up. 60% divorce rate. Come on now.
Oh wow. But you know where that mindset comes from?
Self-hate. We hate ourselves.
Well, I was gonna put it, a nigga.
Yeah.
That's where that mindset
N-I-G-G-A.
Yeah. And you make too much money. And they're making billions of dollars for somebody else. You make too much money.
Right.
Like what? You better pay me every penny and I'm gonna negotiate everything I can. It's my thing. The only thing I can't stand is when we go and we make all that money and we blow it. And we blow it and we try to fit in and we try to be white men. We try to be white men with brown bodies.
I tell him it's about the illusion. Wait a minute. When you get money, why is it always European cars? Why is Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi?
Right.
Why is it Range Rover? Yeah. Why is it Land Rover?
They're singing about it.
Why is it blonde weave? Why is it fake eyelashes? Why is it? Why is the European standard your standard? That's not of your people.
Well, you know, I think a lot of it goes back to that same thing I talked about earlier, the propaganda.
Right.
The skewed messaging. So if the messaging is skewed negative one way, you can skew it positive another way. And say, this is what you should aspire towards. So you got us hating our own natural God-created features. We hate it. We see something wrong with it because some white man or some white lady, or even now some black person is telling us that it's bad.
Exactly. I had an Asian man. So I was stationed in the Marine Corps, Camp Pendleton. And if you know anything about, what's the name of that town? Tip of my tongue, Brother Jay.
That town.
Irvine, California.
Irvine, okay.
I believe Irvine, California has the biggest community of people from Taiwan, not Thailand, Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Irvine one day and I had an Asian man ask me, he said, why do your people love European cars so much? He said, because all I see is these Lakers and Clippers around here, and that's because that's Orange County. And he said, what has the Japanese man ever done to your people? And I said, when I look at history, sir, I really can't think of none off back. Now, this is before my Pan-African days.
Okay.
This is me being a young Marine, you know, having the bling bling on. And he asked me, said, what has the Japanese man ever done to your people? I said, sir, that I could think of, because with me it's always sir. I can't think of anything. He said, then why do your people always buy European cars and not Japanese cars like Lexus and Toyotas? But you claim you hate your oppressor so much. An Asian man said that to me, Brother Jay, outside the spectrum of Irvine, California.
It's a lot of questions.
And this is the first time, Brother Jay, I've ever talked about this. My son, he's never heard this conversation before. And it's like, wow, why is the European the white? Why do we do that?
Well, it's the branding.
Why is Africa so BS, but America so damn great? Why is that? Say it again?
Branding, and then from the inception of the country, it was always designed that our ancestors, and us being their descendants, would be at a certain socioeconomic level, as well as a certain socio-mental level.
Exactly.
So if you see yourself as less than, you can talk all day long and say, I'm this and I'm a proud Black person and all of that, but your actions really reflect what you believe.
Absolutely.
So if you don't move like you're really proud or you really have the confidence, or you're doing things that really, if your actions line up like a nigga, and then you suddenly look up and say, wait a minute, so when I realized somebody got into my mind,
Mm-hmm.
when I came over here, the scales started coming off of my eyes and my mind started opening up to say, I have been raised by European education, everything.
Ideology,
all that. Philosophies, everything. Even the Black people who raised me still came up underneath that system.
Absolutely.
The language that I'm speaking is European.
Yes.
So
yes.
So if I'm looking at this and I'm saying everything about me is European except the color of my skin and my genetic makeup. So if I really want to tap into who I am, I have to be intentional about it. When we come back, the conversation continues. But first, a special message from one of our sponsors. Join Darren and Destiny, twin explorers, on an epic journey across the African diaspora. From Ghana to Tanzania, Ethiopia, Brazil, and beyond. Their adventures uncover the beauty, history, and culture of these countries, changing the way children see the world. Dive into the adventures of Darren and Destiny now. And if I'm not intentional about getting to know who I am, I'll never reach my full potential. I might reach their potential for me,
not yours,
but my potential.
Yes.
And the freedom and the confidence that comes from finding your potential, that's what no one can take from you.
Yes.
These people, somebody can call me any name they want to. White boy can come up and call me any name they want to. Black person come any name they want to.
Yes.
Because I know better. Now because I've been able to tap into it for myself.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I'm hoping, like your son, that he's able to glean from being in this space, because when he gets into the realities of the United States cultures and systems, as an adult Black man, because I've helped mentor hundreds of youth in the Washington, D.C. area.
Yes.
And what's ironic, over the past 3 weeks, I've had at least 5 of them come back to me now, and they're in their 30s and they're grown now. And they said, I just want to come and tell you everything that you told me 15 years ago. I know what you meant. I see it now. I appreciate everything that you were telling me, and now they want to talk like men. I said, yes. Now you ready to have a man conversation?
Absolutely.
Like, yes. And they talk like man. I said, man, I know you cuss like that. Good grief. You know, going in. I'm like, but the thing is that at least they have they're at the place in their life now where they know and that what they were being told wasn't crazy. Right. So what you're teaching your son now, he's going to look back in 15 years and be like, nah, Dad, thank you for taking me.
Yeah, I call it GMC, grown man conversation. Now, what you had said, fast forward to that about no one taught you how to own the team. Yeah, that's where my dad come in now. Okay. Because my father, he was just like, serial entrepreneur, and that's where I get my entrepreneur spirit from. Got it. It's like, let me go to the white man's military, do what I got to do. Build my money up, get your benefits, and but work on me, the entrepreneurship, and that's what I did. But my dad, he was a serial entrepreneur. A serial entrepreneur. He had everything going on, stores and everything. He had a bookstore in Walnut Hill, Cincinnati, Ohio, called Ethiopia African Bookstore. Okay. So my dad was Rastafarian. Okay. He was Rastafarian. Had been to Shashamani in Ethiopia? Had he ever gone? I don't know. Okay, I got it. My dad got killed when I was 12. I don't know. Okay, got it. That was the legal. Oh, bookstore. Yeah, the legal bookstore. That was legal. That was some. Oh, yeah. So he had other. Absolutely. He had other interests. I tell you what. We talked about your dad. My father never walked around. And I told young Kim, his grandfather, he never walked around. Now, I'm 47. This is between 10 and 11 years old. He never walked around with less than $3,000 in his pocket. And that was back in the day. Nothing less. And you would never know it because guess what? He didn't carry himself and act like a damn nigga. See, we got free now. We good now. You see how, and respects to the Rasta community, you see how some of the old school, his locks was like way down. Yeah. My dad was only 5'9". Okay. But his father was like 6'9". Okay. Yeah, my grandpa Bubba was. That's where I get it from. Okay. I was wondering because my father was like 5'7", somewhere around. Yeah. So I'm a generation skip. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Me too. Me too. But and so that's why I get that spirit from, through investing in cryptocurrency and all that. And plus, being a retired military veteran. Yeah, so you're able to take care of the benefits, get some. That's some of the reparations there.
I said, however you got to get it. However you got to get it. Get it.
You took it there.
I took it there. I said,
Yes,
get it however you got to get it. Because they're not going to give it to you.
And the best thing about it, Brother Jay, he's seeing all of this.
Yeah. I hope you hear this conversation.
He's seeing Dad, 47 years, never been drunk.
All right.
Never drunk a beer. Never had alcohol.
Yeah.
Never did drugs. Don't smoke.
Yeah.
He's seeing all this. He's seeing Dad's big as tall as he is, no diabetes, no high cholesterol, no blood pressure, don't eat pork. He's seeing this. 15 years old, passport, doing this, going to school here, meeting Jay Cameron, meeting Dr. Umar Johnson, this brother right here, learning tree, learning airway. And we get upset, man, dang, nobody here speak English. No. Why don't yo learn tree?
Yeah.
This is Mama Africa. You adjust.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing, Brother Jay. I'm not, historically speaking, I'm not the most patient man, but Ghana will teach you to be patient.
Yes, it will.
And you told me the other day, you said, Chris, just stay with it. And I love it.
Yeah.
But I love it more so for him than anything. And like you said, he's not going to see it yet.
No, we didn't.
You know,
at 16, we didn't see it yet.
Right. And so when the water goes out, I brought you the case of water to finish a shower, but Dad's inside that sand pit called Iraq for 3 days and no shower. I have to use baby wipes.
Yeah.
So it makes you, like you said, I'm raising men.
Raising men. It'll make a man when he has a family.
Absolutely.
And his children won't look at him, and his wife won't look at him if he decides to get married or whatever. She won't look at him like the stuff that breaks down the families oftentimes, because we get into marriages and all that ill-equipped with the things that we need, whether it be emotionally, financially, or whatever the case may be, and because we didn't get proper training.
Yes.
Now, we might have gotten some sort of training, but it might not have been proper training. Proper training.
Yes.
And the reality is, for many people, that training that we get is we'll go through a marriage or whatever and then go through a divorce, and then we're trained should we decide to get into something else.
Right.
And these are the recurring themes, recurring stories. But as men, when we're able to get there and teach our boys and our girls, because the men need to be there just as much for the girls, so they learn how to be treated by a man.
Yes.
So it's what you're doing is invaluable, and what you're doing is something that I hope inspires other men across all cultures.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna change gears because we got somewhere we got to go. Tell me, man, you found love over here. You came over here, and he done got himself a little tenderoni. He got booed up. So
I knew you was gonna take it there.
I had no choice.
Yes, I'll have a filter. Like I said, ask me anything, brother.
All right, so how'd it go, man? Because people coming over here trying to find love, they get tired of situations in the U.S. or whatever, or they think there are no options, so they go and find some other options.
Passport bros.
Yeah, that's a little different. I don't. Well, yeah, that's happening out here too. But you don't sound like your situation is a passport bro kind of situation.
No.
I mean, because it's a lot. I tell people all the time. I told my sons. I said, before you settle down in the U.S., I want you to go at least see what else the world has to offer, so that you're not wandering in the U.S. Because I still mentor. I still do my mentoring, and I was talking to some young brothers, 26 years old. And he asked me, he said, I'm just, I'm still wondering. I'm just concerned about wondering. And I said, if you wonder, then you might not want to get married if you're wondering. You might want to know what if you're wondering what else is out there and you get married, you're always going to be looking for something else while you're out there. So, and he was like, yeah, you're right. Now, his brother, on the other hand, he was like, hey, you know what? I'm good. I know he got his lady. He's about to get married. He's about to do his thing. And I said, as long as y'all click, then it's all good. Mm-hmm. So, but let's talk about your story a little bit. You came here. You mentioned that you were previously married, and
been divorced now, 9.5, 10 years.
Oh, okay, it's been a while. Okay. Yeah. But you came on over here. You got your queen and all of that. How's that working out for you?
You want the story behind that, or just how it's working out?
Whatever you want to share.
It's working out good. It's working out good. I did my African ancestry. Like I said, the Bisa tribe.
The Bisa, yes.
Yes, and she's Bisa. And her dad from Burkina Faso, so she's Burkina Bay. I'm Burkina Bay.
Okay.
Burkina Faso. And I joined all these Bisa groups, Bisas of Ghana, Burkina Faso, Bisa Ancestry. Brother Jay, I really immersed myself into this when I got my results.
You for real beast.
Yeah, and like when the Spirit called me, like I said, I canceled my cable. I did all this dang on stuff, and I joined these groups. And her and one brother named Abdullah just kept on, responding. And I'm like I did you, and I'm like, who is this?
Yeah.
Your dad, you look like you too, because she looks young. And so one day I thanked her, and that became Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger became WhatsApp. WhatsApp became phone calls. Phone calls became she all day at work, I'm all day at work, FaceTiming each other.
Oh wow.
But I'm an entrepreneur. So
right,
I 1099, right. And she owns the shop, so she's an entrepreneur.
Right. So y'all can sit there and be booed up.
And so roughly a year after that, we got kind of as serious as two adults can get via social media.
5,000 miles apart, right?
Yeah. So when I came here in March to look at things for Young King, she's at the airport. The guy who owned the Airbnbs at the airport, she was too. And it's funny, Brother Jay, because when she was there, it's like I just got done talking to her 5 minutes ago. Nothing felt awkward, nothing felt strange, nothing felt weird. With the whoop. She's Muslim, so you know how they dress. She over there in Nema.
Okay.
But nothing felt awkward. Nothing felt. Of course, we got the stares because you can look at me and clearly tell, from the way I dress, that's opposite of hers. That's not normal.
All right. So you looking American.
You look American, Brother Jay, and plus, I don't know. I have not been in Ghana many times as you have. I've been here since August. But when I look at, and maybe you could speak about this, when I look at the temperature of Ghana, of Accra, I don't see a lot of Muslim women with non-Muslim men. And if I do see it, I ain't know what the hell I was looking at.
Okay.
So we got some of the stares and things like that. And so it's a cultural difference on top of a cultural difference.
And then got a religious difference. Cultural and religious.
Right. Because she's Muslim. I'm not Muslim.
Right.
But I'm no longer a Christian either. Right. I'm a believer in the Most High of God.
Got it.
So what I did was I took a little bit of Christianity. I took a little bit of Islam. I took a little bit of Buddha, Hindu, some Rasta. I put inside this big old pot and made it Chris gumbo.
Got it.
And it's kind of funny because a lot of our things align together. Of course, she don't drink and smoke. I don't drink and smoke. She pray 5 times a day. I pray 3 times a day.
Okay.
She goes to the mosque. I'm always, and so it speaks about a believer in the Quran.
Okay.
It speaks about a believer in the Bible. And so the thing about it, Brother Jay, is we don't always have to agree. But as long as we have an understanding of each other, go Black Africa, he talked about that. We don't have to agree, just have an understanding of each other. And it's kind of funny because I told her, I was like, but it's not mainly her. Of course, it's other vices with family that she's this, he's not that. And we fought through that and everything, but that's the queen.
All right. So you really like her?
Oh, past that.
Okay.
Past that.
How's your son like her?
He likes her. They like each other.
Oh, well, that's good.
They like each other. And I did tell, I said, first of all, if my son don't like you, I can't be with you. And he'll tell you, Mr. J, that's the first, my son, my father respects me. My dad has never brought a female from my face. Never. And in 16 years, she's the first female he's ever seen and met. I have never done that.
I understand.
So that's when you know it's serious.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, I don't bring women in front of my son. I respect my son too much.
And
I respect my son too damn much.
Well, then, a lot of people say there are no good men out here. And all men are, dogs, and we're not about anything, and we're just low.
The same people who say all women are hoes and bees and all that stuff.
Yeah, say,
okay, those same people.
They. Bring me back to they again.
They and them.
But if people listen and understand, that's why these conversations are so important, is because you hear a Black man being a father, not a deadbeat.
Right.
Being a father and having certain standards in front of his son as he's modeling for his son. So when his son moves on in life, he can never say, now he's going to make his own decisions, but he can never say, my father didn't teach me this or that.
Yeah.
He can never say, because a lot of times the men say, man, let me bring them all in front of me. Let me let you see let me see, show you I still got it. Stuff like that. But you say, no, wait, before I bring you around my son, I got to really.
And I don't get hyped up, Brother Jay, on people turning up. What's it called? Daddy December.
Yeah.
And look, I don't get hyped up with these, some of these women. I know what I have. I love what I have.
All right.
And that's what it is. And Brother Jay, it's the questions. If y'all have kids, how you gonna raise the kid? You gonna raise the kid Muslim with? First of all, let's back up some. Because half of these people toting Bibles and Qurans is inside prison for dang on capital murder.
Yeah.
So it's not about that. It's about raising good, productive young men and women that's going to contribute and give back to society.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about that opposed to Muslim, Christian, Hindu. How are you going to raise them? What? You got 17 dead bodies in Gaza, Muslim. Come on now. I'm worried about him being a nice, productive young man in society and hiring Ghanaians in a way of giving back. Because one of the best ways to give back is to pay it forward. One of the best ways to pay it forward is to give back. I'm worried about raising that. And if we do get married and I have a child, a younger brother, sister for him, it's about, this is what dad.
So you open to that at 47, 48, 49?
Yes.
50?
Because you got to think she's 34.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I get it.
So,
I get
you know,
trust me, I get it.
And it's kind of funny because he may not remember this, but I remember back in America, it's about 5-6 years ago, he said something like a younger brother or sister. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that'd be like his kid. As a joke, I got this joke. But no, you to the point where you can go ahead and have your old grandkids. He not having kids yet. You can have your old.
And if you'd asked me this question, bro, now Jay, if you'd asked me this question 2 years ago, I'd have been like, hell no.
Okay.
But now it's like, you know something? I can honestly look you in the eyes, bro, and say, I got one more round in me.
You got one more.
Yeah, when George Foreman had fought Holyfield, he said, I got one more round in me.
And you look good. I got one more.
Yeah. So, and plus, if this was back in America, the answer would be no. Absolutely not. I got him out of there. Right. What I look like bringing something into this.
I got
really?
It. I got it.
Really?
And you got good inspiration. You got good inspiration.
Yeah. And I don't even want to go back to America. I got to because my VA appointment.
Yeah.
You know,
so you'll keep all your benefits. Keep it. That, yeah.
But I spent all those years inside the military, and family never came to see me not one time. So it's time for y'all to come see me over here. Yeah. But that's the love part, man. And again, I get the questions: how you gonna raise the kid, and what if she this, and what if he? And it's like, you know something, we got bigger fish to fry. I'm thinking about Moby Dick. Y'all thinking about catfish.
I'm excited for you, man.
It works because it works. Yeah. How does it work? It works because it works.
Well, I'm excited for you. I really am. You know, I appreciate you coming and having this conversation as a Black man from America. Because again, people think that when you move around and you travel or you come to Africa, that you forget where you came from. Mm-hmm. And that's not the case. I meet so many of us here who have not forgotten where we came from, and we hold dear to our different Black American cultures. Yeah. And but we recognize that there's more to the world, and just like everybody travels the world, I've seen every nationality flying on the planes. I see them in business class with their whole family.
Can I ask you a question about that, brother, before we go?
Yeah.
DC, brother. I was around a lot of the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
I was around some pure black power men in my neighborhood, in my family. Okay. Across the street, Thompson's, black man, black woman. Mm-hmm. Next door neighbor, the Fuquas, black man, black woman. My grandparents, both my grandfathers, both my grandmoms. Okay. Is it fair to say that, Brother Jay, it was already in us because how we was raised from the inner city, been around these Nation of Islam, the Black Power, and so at that point in time now, it's about just connecting that seed from America to Mother Africa. Yeah, is that fair to say?
I think on some levels it is. I mean, because we still had to fight those cultural nuances when it came to the European influences, and you had so many Black people, especially in DC. DC was a tricky place because you had a tricky place. Okay. Because you had a lot of uppity niggas that would run around. And I mean, I'm just calling it what it is. Right, you know, normally I say Negroes or whatever. No, and they would get
DMV.
Yeah, DMV, and they get into political position, and then they would, put the people in a stranglehold. So you got Black people in political power, right, and put other Black people in a stranglehold because they basically own their puppets. Yeah. And so we used to hold in high regard a lot of our different politicians, but then when you understood the system better, say they're just hoes of the system, and so we're sitting up here like and some of my friends were politicians who tried to do right, but they would tear them down. So they would catch them in something, and now they're going to jail. Now they're getting kicked out of office. But the ones who basically got down on their knees and performed, and for the massa, right, then they stayed. They had a long tenure. Right. Some of them still in office. Right. But we don't have enough sense to recognize that our enemy oftentimes looks just like us. because that enemy does not have our heart or best interest in mind, but they know the language to speak. They know how to play the black card, but they don't really understand how to get into the soul of the people and say, give me some results. I give you my vote, and you come back to me with the same BS political cycle after political cycle with the same talking points. It's like the stronghold of the Democratic Party has on black people. It's like they got that thing. They are getting black people for generations.
Yeah.
But because we don't read policy.
Right.
Because we feel that there's no other hope, that this is the only, so I went independent. The election judge went and said, black election judge, said, you about to make a mistake. And then realized, I'm not supposed to do this at the polling. I said, excuse me? Never mind. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going independent. So now, of course, I'm not saying go Republican. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is let me get down in here and read the fine print.
Right.
Too often we don't read the fine print.
The policy.
Or understand the fine print. And we get caught in emotion.
Yes.
And once we get caught in emotion, then that leaves the door open for the niggas to play on our emotions.
Right.
And then, like you said, you got the good old boys, get the niggas, so you got the niggas running around. Then next thing you do, you get the nigga politicians.
Right.
The good politicians are trying to get the nigga spirit up off of everybody. They get kicked out. And this system continues to fuel itself while we complain and continue to vote the same thing. We complain about being sick, but we keep drinking the same poison cycle after cycle.
Exactly.
And when I realized the change came from me.
Right.
I couldn't change the whole community.
Right.
I wasn't willing to put the work in to change myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If at first you expect other folks to change, first you must change.
Absolutely.
And I like what you just now said, feelings, emotions. That's what we are. We vote for who we like. That's what black folks do. And my thing is now facts over feelings.
That's right.
I want to read your policies.
That's right.
Why are you weaponizing sanctioned Kenya because they don't want LGBTQ? You're using it as a weapon.
Or why are you sending Kenyan troops into Haiti? Why are you sending Kenyan troops into Haiti? Kenya don't know nothing about Haitian culture. That's an Anglophone country. That's a Francophone country.
Exactly.
How are you going to send Kenyan troops into there?
And as far as you go, Kenyan president, why are you even doing that? That's your brother down there. Oh, it's your brothers and sisters.
No, they've been doing it for 500 years.
Exactly.
So it's a man. We go on and on and on.
But I got something for you though, brother J. Cameron. Man. Sometimes as people, we don't give other black men their flowers while they're alive. And if no one on this show, and at these cameras I'm looking in, has ever gave you your flowers for what you do for us, for what you did for me and my young king, I want to thank you, Brother Tim Swain, Ivy Prosper. But I'm going to keep it right here with Jay Camera. You really don't know, bro, what you do for our people and what you did for me. And as a king, I want to take this mic back. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to thank you the way it should be, okay?
I got it.
And I want to appreciate you, bro, for doing what you do, man.
I need
with this love, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Really, I do. I appreciate this, man. Y'all just don't know what this man do. Y'all don't. And I got to give this man his flowers while he alive, guys. This ain't no scripted conversation. This is real right now. And Brother Jay Cameron has done a lot for us coming to Ghana and Mama Africa. And brother, from one black man to another, my young king is right there. I want to thank you, man, for everything you do, man.
Well, I appreciate
real talk.
Come on over here.
Real talk.
That's my man, right? See,
real talk.
He got a real conversation.
Yeah, you do.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is it right here?
All right, this is what it's all about, everybody. This is when you start seeing brothers having these types of conversations. I hope that it inspires you to have conversations with your family and really just, it's beyond keeping it real. It's living it real and being willing to go down certain roads that other people aren't willing to talk about. But that's what we're willing to do. So, Chris, I want to thank you. And hey, everybody, make sure you follow him. He's all on social media. We'll put his information in the description below. And be sure to follow, like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned for more right here from Ghana. All right, take care. Be safe.
Open up your eyes and see all the fun and mystery. Taking